All right, let's move on to question number 15. Last year, your company released a new service based on a project you managed. The company wants to determine if the new service has increased customer satisfaction. Which tool can measure the happiness of users of the new service based on their willingness to encourage others to use your service against those who would discourage others to use the service? A. Net Promoter Score. B. Net Value. C. A/B testing. And D. Planned value. And the correct answer is Net Promoter Score. Basically, Net Promoter Score is a convoluted method of calculation which is based on surveys, and the output could range from -100 to +100. There are other parameters also, but the point is -100 would say, well, they will actually actively discourage others from even coming to you. And a +100 would mean that they are more than willing to actively let other people know that how good your services are. So whatever that is mentioned here is all about Net Promoter Score. All of these are something different. Net value is not exactly a great term, right? So this is a fallacious term, so it does not even make much sense. Planned value is basically comes from earned value management, which has nothing to do with what's happening here. And A/B testing has something to do with what is called as which color to go for, logo testing and all. So that has nothing to do with what we are being taught about. Question number 16. Which of the following is not a benefit of planning for a minimum viable product? A. Risk reduction. B. Early feedback. C. Early value from the service. And D. Project team disbands early. And the correct answer is D. Project team disbands early. Well, that has nothing to do. Remember, this is a not question. This is an exception question. That means out of these four options, only one is not part of why we are doing minimum viable product, right? What is the benefit of minimum viable product? Of course, it is risk reduction because we are not reducing and providing the entire thing in one go only to come to know, hey, man, this is not what I wanted or it's not fitting my business, right? So we do it in pieces and we give a minimum business incremental viable product for the customer, and therefore it's massive risk reduction. We also get a lot of feedback of whatever that we deliver. And of course, early value from the service. The customers would be able to actually make money out of it or provide value to their own clients. So all of these are, basically one of the benefits of minimum viable product. But project team disbands early, well, that has nothing to do with this because this is something to do with how long you want to continue with the agile project. All right. So this is the odd man out, not the answer. Therefore, that's the correct answer for this. Question number 17. If you are requesting a vendor code for the defined scope, what is the recommended contract type? A, fixed price. B, commission. C, cost reimbursable. And D, time and material. And the correct answer is fixed price. If your scope is very well defined, you must always go for fixed price contract. And the vice versa is also true. That in order to go for a fixed price contract, make sure that you understand the scope very well and the scope is crystal clear and there's not too many changes going to be expected in that particular project, right? So time and material, when the scope might vary a little, cost reimbursable is when the scope itself is not known. Only a target is there. That means you're trying to do any kind of research and development. And commission kind of a contract has nothing to do with project management, right? So the best answer is fixed price. By the way, did you know that there is a book which is completely colored and it's only about the notes for PMP exams. All the notes, tips and tricks that would probably need for acing PMP exam. And that's available in a book called Ninja Notes. Have a look. It's all colored from inside. All right. Where do you find this? Ninja Notes for PMP 2021? Well, let's go to Amazon.com. Pass Notes. Right? That's it. Read and Pass Notes. That's my publication. And you have a few other books, and this is the book that I'm talking about. Now, this is available in two different versions. One is Kindle, which is for $9, and the paperback, which is completely colored from inside, is $38. Paperback is now available only for US and a few other European and Japanese clients. In India, we have only the Kindle version. If you're from India, you'll just have to go to Amazon.in. And over here, you'll have to type the same thing, read and pass notes. And voila, you'll get the same. So you have for $449. Let's move on to question number 18. What is the role of a configuration management system? A, track change requests. B, prioritize the product backlog. C, control versioning of all the components. And D, define roles and responsibilities. And the correct answer is C, control versioning of all components. So that is the main purpose of configuration management system, version control, labeling, version controlling, right? Also taking care of all the configurable items, right? So that's basically what is done here. All right, let's move on to question number 19. Which of the following is not a PESTLE factor? PESTLE. It's an acronym. A, legal. B, effectiveness. C, social. And D, political. And the answer is effectiveness. That has nothing to do with any of the E's here. One of them is economical and the other one or economic related, and the other E stands for environment. So effectiveness doesn't show up in PESTLE. Remember, PESTLE is basically one of the prompt lists which we use for identifying risks. So it is one of the tools and techniques of identification of risks, right? All right, let's continue on to question number 20. Which of the following are effective guidelines for measuring project compliance? A, tracking work completed in a Gantt chart. B, using QA outputs to confirm deliverable and process compliance and identify the needs for corrective actions. C, prioritizing efforts using Moscow analysis. And D, reporting progress by conducting a sprint review and demo. And the correct answer is B, using QA inputs to confirm deliverables and process compliance and identify the needs for corrective actions. And these are the effective guidelines for measuring project compliance. So tracking work completed in a Gantt chart is not part of compliance. That is normal schedule control. Prioritizing effort, that's part of prioritizing, that's part of collect requirements. D, reporting progress by conducting, again, part of monitoring and control project work. Now, when we talk about guidelines for measuring project compliance, we are only talking about QA outputs to confirm deliverables and process compliance, as well as what is missing here is regulatory compliance. But even though it's partly written, it is a better definition than any of these, which are absolutely wrong, connected to how to measure project compliance.